reading. Um, I haven't been doing collective readings mainly because that's not how you read tarot. You don't do tarot within a collective type way. That doesn't really give in messages to the direct individual that would help them on their specific journey. And it's just not how divination's supposed to really be used. It's not like a group thing. It's a one-on-one connection where either one person tells you or you do it for yourself, which is why I haven't been doing it. But it's been requested a lot, so we're gonna do one. Don't expect this to happen a lot. I'm trying, as someone that's trying to fix um, tarot, and how it's read and truly bringing it back to its roots. I'll be I'm cutting out all the things that weren't and are not of its true value. So that's why we're not doing collective readings that much, and I probably won't be doing many of them. It's not kind of like what I'm here to do anyway, in that sense. So I just wanted to clear up the air with that. But yeah, it has been getting requested a lot, so we'll do one. So the first card is the Empress. And with the Empress, it's really just talking about allow things to come together. If you've been feeling stressed to push something forward or feeling rushed to do something, there's this nurturing that you're needing to give yourself. Are you moving out of panic or out of knowing that the next step is going to work out for you? So really focus on that. If you need advice with moving forward, just focus on if you're doing it out of panic, doing it because someone else needs it out of urgency, or you're doing it because you actually desire to, can do it, or if it's something that you're doing with pure intent and heart, and you're doing it out of the heart space and not in the mind space. If you're doing things out of stress, out of resilience, out of what you would deem to be bravery when it comes to facing your fears in that sense, those are all this rational side of you, that the brain, the mind part of it, and not the heart space. So be aware of that. Be aware of that heavily when you move forward. When and how you move forward, especially even if this is just like nurturing yourself and doing things. Are you, are you struggling on your day off still because you're not actually relaxed and you've just decided to shift your focus, your attention of the stress that you're feeling into a different area? Or are you actually having time to relax? Are you actually spending time in the calm? And that's kind of what you're being asked to view at this time with the Empress, knowing that everything around you has already been built up and that it's time for you to continue and move forward. But not only that, but to move forward to connect with yourself, not moving forward to create a gap between what you're desiring and where you're at now, but to move everything in as an entirety to that next point, and whatever falls. Really allow yourself to come to yourself at this time. Get rebalanced, regain your clarity, regain your even your energy in that aspect. Just regain more of yourself. Really give yourself that nurturing energy, and keep an eye out for how you're moving forward. Yeah, with the Knight of Swords reverse even coming out, I'm used to the phone being up, so I held it up in the air, my bad. But the Knight of Swords reverse coming out after that, it be careful of procrastination. Some of you already might be in this energy, but you've been procrastinating. But you've been in this, it's like you've been procrastinating, but you're like, oh, I'm doing okay, I don't need to put pressure on myself to do these things. And that might be true, but at the end of the day, you still are in that procrastination energy. So it's a matter of seeing where you're at and seeing what's stopping you. Are you overthinking, which leads to confusion? If you knew something and you were listening to a heart space, there would be no confusion. There would be a straightforward path. But the mind likes to interrupt and jump in and stuff. So really focus and see what thoughts have almost kept you halted from moving forward. What thoughts made you feel like you need to plan more out? What thoughts like are deterring you from moving forward? Um, it might be because you don't want to take the path that's given to you at this time, and even though there's ways around it, um, because there's always a way around everything. Even on the path of fate, you can jump off of it and go back to your destiny. It's just a matter of a choice that you need to make. Um, so focus on that. This doesn't even matter like what scenario it is. It could be, you still believing that you're under an attack by someone, right? It could be that. It could just be going to the grocery store. It could be dealing with family trauma. Regardless, this is the steps of how to get rid of it. And this is again how tarot is supposed to be read, because this gives you not only a problem but a solution, and not just a problem with a pat on the back and a sugar cookie to make you feel better. You know what I mean? Like, so really focus on that. Get It's like not necessarily get away from distractions, but don't get so comfortable that you refuse to leave your comfort zone. Don't get so comfortable that you expect or hope that someone's going to come to you and save you. You know what I mean? Because if you're not taking a step to save yourself, how can anyone else jump in on that boat to save you, right? With the Page of Wands reverse coming out, there is something misguided within the fire within you. The reason why something hasn't been able to take off and flourish for you is because there's genuinely no fuel. There's no support. There's no pyre. There's no divine support behind it. It's all being made off of man and man's choices and what man or mind wants to do, rather than what's best for the soul's growth. So there's a misuse of energy on parts, focusing on the wrong thing, getting the wrong ideas of things, not transmuting to the next phase, not maturing, staying in that immature energy, not seeing the truth, not seeing the actual path, and just trying to bull force it. So be aware of that. Really make sure that you're seeing things for the full truth and not just your truth. Unfortunately, when you have your truth, it's built off of lies as well, because you have your truth, but the whole truth is whenever you put it up to the grand picture, the science behind it, right? So make sure that you're not just following your truth, but that you're seeing the entirety of the situation. Don't be so one-sided that it makes you tip over. Be balanced in the knowledge. Be balanced in what you need at this time. Don't jump from one side to the other so much, And again, even with the Two of Wands, this is a lot of indecision. Then it feels like as well, like if you don't know what to do moving forward, it's not because you haven't figured something out yet. It's just you haven't put any sort of like forward movement on any path, which is causing you not to know what's going on. So if you've been feeling drained but having a bunch of ideas but you're not taking any action on these ideas, and you're just letting them spin your feelings, of course you're going to be left empty. This is that time to really see like how you cultivate things. How do you, what feelings do you get that keep you from doing something or promote you to do something, and why are they labeled differently, and why do you exclaim them to be differently and hold so tightly to them being differently when they're all just the same, and it's based off that physical value? If you were blind, it wouldn't matter, but the fact that you can see is what's keeping you held back. And with the Two of Wands in reverse coming out, it's just you haven't made that choice. You haven't moved forward with that masculine energy. You've been so much in this reclusive, held back energy where you're expecting people to just come to you and help you, that you're not even seeing the other side of things. You're not even seeing the parts where you need to move. You're not seeing almost the obvious, especially with the globe in the hand. on the two of wands. With it being in the upright, that just says you have the whole world in your hand. With it in reverse, it says you're giving that world to someone else. You've now given your entire being, the way that you digest things, to other people. This is why it's important not to believe other people's opinions. This is why it's important to step away from that toxicity, from the repetitions of people, because the more it's put into you, the more you're going to buy it. And a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, end up giving their life to another human. Doesn't matter what they call themselves, they're in flesh, they're in human flesh, so they're going to be human, right? But a lot of people give people these podiums, and they're like, "Oh, I have to watch this person every day to know what's going on." It's like, you don't, though. You're giving your life, your world, away to someone else, and then you're letting them dictate your life. You're letting them control, because you can't follow a lead of your own. So really make sure that you're not one of those individuals, because that's just going to lead you in a path of not knowing what to do, and of having a hard time trusting in self, and having a hard time of really moving in a direction that's going to be beneficial to you, rather than walking in circles and seemingly going somewhere. You know, you could be walking up a spiral staircase, but those who are overseers, or those who overstand or stand over or are above the situation, and not above meaning controlling, but above meaning seeing it from a higher view, they're seeing you walk in circles. And a lot of people don't see that. It's this ant death circle that a lot of people are stuck in, and it's unfortunate. So make sure you're not in one of those death circles that are just walking around and not getting anything solved, but allowing your ego to make you feel a certain way. That is not going to create anything in your life at all. It's going to just make confusion happen. It's going to allow you to live a life that you're not desiring, but you end up, saying, "Oh, it's okay, I'll keep it," even though you can change it. The only thing you can't change is your destiny. You can change your destination, but not your destiny, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and again, it comes from a lack of using your resources. There needs to be more time spent in introspection about your resources at this time, and how they're used, and how you're using them. So be very aware of that. Be very aware. This is that test. This is that final piece that you're not really seeing. Is you have everything you need. You're just refusing to do it, or you're moving too quick. You're not allowing yourself to have the full pace that you're needed. Or you're burning yourself out. You're not taking time to rest. You're just taking time to slack off for some as well. So just making sure, you're not letting your ego grab onto this comfort zone, or grab onto this relaxation that you're having, and making it feel like you are resting when you might just be procrastinating, or being in an energy of not wanting to do anything, right? Really get down to the buckle of it. And again, with the Nine of Wands, this is how you're going to start moving forward. This is how you're going to move forward. This is the steps to move forward. This is the code, the whatever you want to call it, to really free yourself and be on a different level, be on a different wavelength, if you will. So take your time to move forward. Take your responsibility. See what you're not doing. See the resources that you're not deeming are worthy. And instead of saying that they're not worthy or it's not worth it, change it. Because there's a lack of action on your behalf, whatever this may be. Whether this is healing, doing a job, getting things rolling, there's something you haven't done. Or there's something that you're avoiding to do that's keeping you from moving forward. And that's all you have to do, is that one thing. And it only feels difficult and hard because you believe that you've done so much work, when really the only reason why you believe you've done so much work is because you've done more than you had in the past. And that's just your ego going, "Oh, don't do anymore, you've done enough." Like, no, you are going to work a little bit more. That's just how it is. Sometimes you have to. Don't allow that egoic part of you to just grab onto stuff and be like, oh, well, you've worked a lot, so now you need a break. No, you've worked more than you did the last time you were at this stage. It might look different, but it's the same cycle. It's the same step that you're taking, right? It's just leading you to a different door, a different path. So you've just done more work on this one path. Maybe this path was a bit longer to walk, or it was it was a scenic route instead of normal, so you had more time to just sit around and observe things. However, right? It doesn't mean that you haven't done enough work. It just means that you're comparing yourself to a past version of you to gratify this reasoning for your exhaustion whenever you're just exhausted because you're spending your energy and you're not giving time or taking time to give back to yourself. And again, Knight of Pentacles. This is how things are going to start moving on the physical. It went from the wands to the pinnacle immediately. So this is just saying, like, you have all it takes to do this transformation work. You have the ideas. You've done the actual, like, physical work for some of you, but there's this lack of water and a lack of swords. There's a lack of nurturing and there's a lack of thoughts. And again, it's like all the card. The only thing that's been a sword, it was in reverse. And that's just the Knight of Swords. And that's just showing that you're not able to move anything past the realm of the mind. You're getting stuck in those thoughts. So this is how you're going to do it. Like, seriously, it's all right here. In the Three of Cups, don't get distracted. Every time you start moving on the physical, you get distracted. It might be by a thought form. It might be by, oh, I feel this way, I feel that way, when it's not really you feeling those things. It's just you coming up with a reason to create a feeling within you. And all these things is, again, the cups and the swords are working against the main part of this message in the sense of, like, you're allowing these menial things to keep you from the path that you're desiring, and then you're like confused or maybe complaining or just like not in a good mood because of it. But it's the events that you're going through are showing you, like, you're doing this to yourself because you know the solution. You're just refusing to take the medicine. You're wanting someone to, like, baby feed it to you or to bottle you with it. And that's not how it's going to be all the time. So really step into that energy of moving forward. And a lot of the reasoning behind that is because a lot of the collective messages, people say, God sends someone to you always. Like, God's going to send someone to help you. Yeah. That someone doesn't have to be on the physical plane, though. That person could be in the dreams telling you, hey, do this. This person could be on another video saying, hey, do this. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be this physical. This is the issue with a lot of people who are spiritual. You're not spiritual, you're physical, because you're still waiting on something on the physical to happen without moving and knowing that things are going to happen within the spiritual, right? So understand that. With the Six of Swords even coming out, this is where you're going to need to really allow yourself to move, like, forward. Not just moving forward in any form or fashion, but moving forward in the sense of going towards uncharted waters. This is a relocation card. You may be relocating. This may be about moving. This is about change, however. But this is your piloting. This is your navigation. Allow yourself to look towards the still waters, things that are moving calmly. Look towards them. Don't worry about the other side of the rocks and things. Really allow yourself to enter that spiritual place of, inside of you, to know that you're able to move forward. With the Page of Cups, even learn how to speak fish. This is that issue. This is why things aren't moving forward for you. You're unable to nurture yourself. You don't know how to nurture yourself with your feelings. You're allowing your feelings to go into your to be created by your thoughts, and it just keeps you in a wormhole. The feeling comes first always, and it's trying to show you and guide you down this path to get things solved quicker and easier. But there's this resistance between you and that path that's there. This could just be a need to wanting to blame someone or say everything's happening because of XYZ. Are you trying to save someone that doesn't need to be saved, but you just need to save yourself? In those senses, right? It's all of these things that you really have to, like, put into one. and really see and understand, like, why are you doing this? Speak fish, learn how to speak with yourself, because again, you already have the answer with the hangman. You've already been illuminated. You can remove yourself at any time. You just haven't yet. You've been in this, not even hermit mode, but this suspension. Like, that's why things are not feeling like stable, or things are feeling held up, because you yourself are held up with a past way of being and a past way of experiencing, a past way of talking to yourself, or however, or describing whatever. You're stuck within those areas, and it's not letting you move forward. With the Four of Swords, even, it's not giving you a clear thought, because you're so focused on time, on matter. You're so focused on the way it's coming is really interesting. It's like you're more focused on the pain that you've yet to experience than the bliss that you already have. And that's really what you're doing when you're panicking and worrying about the future. Is you're just panicking about pain that's yet to happen. You're panicking about forces that aren't even solidified yet, and you're grabbing onto and pulling them down and making them so heavy and dense that they do end up being something that you have to face, if not the exact thing, something that's pretty close, right? So that's what you have to see. Take your steps more carefully. We're the fool. We're always going to be the fool. We're always going to be green. We're always going to be doing something new. Doesn't matter. There's no 2 days are the same, no matter what. You're always doing something new. So allow yourself to see that, and stop feeling as if these patterns that you're going through, especially if this next part's where you really pay attention, don't stop expecting patterns to be the same. Stop expecting everything to be the same. That's something you really have to do. Nothing is going to be the same. It's always going to change. If you say something is going to be the same, it's because you're refusing to change. It has nothing to do with anyone else. You can say, oh, well, someone else. No, that's you. That's your fault. Because now, guess what? Now that you're acting like that, now that you've set that in your mind, if you go near that person, you're going to trigger them to act out that way, just to show you and to prove to you that you're right, because you do it. Because you know what you do to that individual to make them act in that way. Has nothing to do with that person. You do something that makes them act that way. That's how reactions happen. That's how the world works. So move forward in a more light-hearted way. Really see things for what they are. Don't bump your heads so hard that you stay bound to things. Hit the ground hard enough to wake you, to see where you're bound at, and then to move forward. And again, Queen of Swords, it's like you're not allowing these thoughts of nurturing, these beginning thoughts that are there to help you, these balancing thoughts that are there to help you. You're not allowing them to actually nurture you. You're allowing them to imbalance you. You're seeing the opposite side and assuming that it's not right, or that it should be different, or I deserve this and I deserve that. Well, you may say so, and you may think so and believe so, but you truly get on this earth what you desire and what you deserve. And there's a part of you that is desiring everything that you're going through, whether you know it or not. Can you change it? No, you desire it. You just have to work through it. Why do you desire these things? Move through it. See the answer of it, so then you can decide if you actually desire it or not, and then keep it or remove it at that sense, right? That's just what you're doing. It's window shopping at the end of the day, really. What do I want? How am I going to get this? What do I got to do to get this? Then get it, right? Anyway, with the sun, have more vitality. Move forward with more purity. You need to purify yourself more. Be more light with not only things around you, but things inside of you as well. With the Page of Pentacles, once you start seeing the lighter sides of things and being lighter with whatever it is, being less dense, being less heavy, being less pessimistic, you're going to start seeing opportunities everywhere. You're going to start actually seeing the truth, the other side of what you've been wanting. Oh, I need this, but I have to do all these other things. Well, just do those things and you can get that. It's simple, instead of keeping you in this in this energy of not giving to yourself. So really stay focused on that. Stay focused on what you are not receiving, and not in a sense to where you over obsess about it and create more of not having that, create more of that lack, but see it as in a sense of why can't I attract you yet? Like, what is keeping me away from this thing? Am I not I'm obviously not responsible enough for it right now, because if I was, I'd have it. So what am I not doing that would be responsible? Um, that's keeping this away. What can I do to build that responsibility up? Right. The High Priestess reverse. This is that hidden knowledge. This is that answer, that truth that you're needing to receive and to have to really push you forward. This is just that subconscious way of being. The rules that were not hidden, but just forgot about, in a sense. These are rules that you might have even known, but you didn't really hold yourself to that same standard. Due to it being you and you knowing your story to a degree, right? Not from an external, but from an internal point, right? Regardless, it's just seeing how you observe the world and how you're seeing things, and seeing the reflection that's kind of there, and the deflection that when it comes back to you, so you can start ruling and having more tangible, usable fuel. You can have more time to create what you desire, rather than creating more time to worry about what you don't desire, in that sense. But we're gonna get the Angel Tarot out. We'll pull a few, and then we'll move on. Sorry for shuffling for so long. I zoned out. I was like thinking about something. Anyway, I'll shuffle like 3 more times. Whatever comes out, comes out. All right. We have every one of the cards upside down. So we have, anyway, we had the Page of Gabriel, energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. Follow your passions. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. The Two of Raphael, 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful, kindred spirits, and don't give up on those you love. The Two of Gabriel, make bold and ambitious choices. Make great progress as possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. The Five of Gabriel, a challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. Solutions, Archangel Zadkiel, success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. New beginnings, Archangel Jeremiel, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And King of Michael, principled, rational, ambitious, and respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for an open and honest communication. The Wheel, Archangel Jeremiel, new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. The Page of Raphael, gentle, loving, dreamy, and open-hearted. A new emotional situation. Messages regarding relationships or social invitations. Great intuitive insight. The Knight of Gabriel, confident, enthusiastic, courageous, and charismatic. Time to take action. Great passion for a cause. Instinctively knowing just what to do. And last but not least, the Six of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. And with that being that is the little reading. Thank you all so much for all the support. Truly, I appreciate, love all of it. Thank you all so much for likes, comments, shares. like, comment, share, subscribes, and donations, whether they were energetic or financial. I greatly appreciate, love them fully and truly. If you are looking to donate to me or the fundraisers that we're having, all the links to that would be in the description. The website's also in the description. If you want to book any of my services, readings, sigil works, spiritual court communications, all sorts of stuff. If you are looking for the Dr. Malachi Z workbooks, are also in the description there. Regardless, the email's in the description as well. Everything that you would need is in the description. But regardless, I love each and every one of y'all to the moon and back, tenfold and forever.